We start with one Tony Bachman. Tony Bachman, Team Keller Williams.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. All right, if I was to give you 30 seconds, what would you say the overview is on where we're at?
So talking points would be the housing market is one of the leaders in the economy right now, and we are feeling that here in our real estate market. Fall typically tends to be a little slower because school's starting. We're not seeing that at all, and the numbers kind of reflect that. And prices, home sales, and the median price tends to gain a little traction in reference to increased prices due to these inventory levels. So, and then we've got the monthly indicators if you want me to start rolling through those.
We will, but, we'll do a conversation. When we roll through them, we might get rolled down or something. But
yes.
I made a point this morning that the overall median sale price was up 6.7% in the Sioux Falls region to $224,000.
Correct.
Now, does that surprise you? Is that what we should normally see going into mid-September?
We're in there's no record for what we're into right now. In reference to, we don't have any past patterns, trends. So we're in all new category in reference to what we're doing. I think that, like we just discussed before we started the show, when you said, what should I know, buyers, sellers? And I said, sellers are very happy right now. They're getting good numbers for their homes when it comes to sales. But as having from a year-to-year perspective, a 6.7 or 6.3 increase in value, that's, potential increase in value, that's pretty phenomenal.
Parade of Homes, first weekend. We had talked a lot in the show we did a month ago about the number of people that were coming from all over the country. They wanted to come to Sioux Falls, but they couldn't sell their homes in South Carolina and Minnesota, Texas, and a few other places. What did they see for the Parade of Homes?
Well, there was 61 homes that were on the parade, so there was a lot of variety and a lot of options that were out there for people coming from other metropolitan areas. And we are noticing, when you drive around town, if you just kind of start looking at license plates, you're going to notice a lot of out-of-state license plates. And we're getting calls from people asking questions just because they get here, sometimes they want to rent because they want to get a feel for our basic city, so that way they have some idea of where they really do want to land. But I also have a lot of people that, they show up at the open houses or they want to go look at. And we just recently had someone that moved from Florida and had purchased one of the shores at Lake Lorraine, townhomes, because they just said it fits so well with what they're used to. They're used to that kind of that larger metropolitan type feel.
Showings by Zoom. And when you start doing that, people are like, they are in all parts of the country, but they could also be here and a little concerned about the COVID. You were talking about somebody with a mask, somebody in the family without a mask.
Yeah, well, we were on the parade with one of our homes on Yukon Trail, and on Saturday we had 36 people that showed up. On Sunday we had 21, and it was a large spectrum of people in reference to, there was some people that came in, they had the masks on, they wanted to make sure that there wasn't too many people in the home at the time they were there, which I totally respect. I get that. We as people that are there showing the home, we definitely, we're giving them plenty of distance. I'm making sure that we got 6 to 8 feet, and if they approach me, that's fine. But if they want to have that distance, we give them that. But you also have people that have walked in and they don't have masks, and we're kind of in this open society here for South Dakota right now, and I think we're seeing that. But we've had, I think it depends on what your concern is. If you're concerned about it, we want to make sure that we're covering all that. We have this hand sanitizer, all that sort of thing available for people. So we're trying to accommodate everyone.
Tony Bachman, Team Keller Williams. As busy as you are, there are a lot of people out there that traditionally like to kick tires like they do on cars. They're doing the same thing when they come into a house. How are you deciding who you're going to serve, time being what it is, versus those that are just out there for their own fun and enjoying coming by maybe for the smell of apple pie in the stove?
Yeah, well, I think what we do is we try to ask a lot of qualifying questions in reference to, what is it that you're looking for? What is your timeline? Have you spoke to a lender? And, and those are all things. And so when we get the answers of, we don't know, we're not sure, no, we haven't spoke to a lender. Are you willing to talk to one just so you have some idea? No. It's not that I won't work with them. It's just one of those that I'm probably not going to be so proactive where I'm trying to send them listings on a regular basis, keep them up to track with, the newest listing that came out, because we don't really know what it is they're looking for. So, they kind of, it's one of those, we will communicate, but it's one of those we don't have to be quite as proactive. Whereas if you have someone who is an active and willing buyer, now we have to be proactive. Like I was showing homes yesterday morning before the parade at 11:30 in the morning, just so I could squeeze it in, and then I showed homes after the parade, so I was out. So yesterday was a busy day.
Sounds like a busy day. And we have talked about the parade of homes. Brad will be on. We'll talk a little bit about that in the next segment with Larry Luetke as well. But one of the things that one of the members of your team suggested we talk about is one of those organizations that I actually was president of years ago.
Yes, you were. You headed that up. So the Realtor for Kids program, which basically what we do is we support.
You smoke?
Well, not enough coffee this morning, so I got a little bit of a thick tongue, maybe. So we support the kids in the community,
right? And
so what the Realtor for Kids program basically does is we're raising money to be able to support families and kids that are in need. And so one of the things that we're doing that the Realtor for Kids program and committee has set up is this Saturday they have a poker run. It's going to be a phenomenal day. It'll be nice out. They have a number of different stops. They start at JMO Harley at like 10:30 in the morning on Saturday, and it'll just be a fun day. And you can have a motorcycle, you can have a car, whatever it is that you want to travel in. So it doesn't mean you have to be on a motorcycle to do that, but we're just trying to have a little fun and kind of get ourselves out in the community to do that.
And the Realtors for Kids project right now with the COVID times, very much needed.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So if a person is interested and they have some time on Saturday, it would be a time well spent.
Larry Luetke is with us. You're just kind of a short-timer now, aren't you? Aren't you about ready to give up the title, give up the throne, and get back to work?
Yeah, a couple more months, and Rick Trapp will take over for me.
Rick Trapp. Oh, my gosh. Talk about somebody that'll be different in the coming year. No, you're both professionals. And every year it changes. By the way, congratulations on the award that you got at the last luncheon I was at. Tony, what was that award for? Do you remember?
It was for being a really phenomenal, nice guy. So it was a Realtor of the Year, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Realtor of the Year, which is quite a statement because there is only 800 and some Realtors in our association.
Yep.
So to be number one or the person that gets called on that, but. You've been one of these guys that have been very proactive in our association, and I know we're a better association because of people like yourself. So,
yeah, he was so much at ease that day. I mean, he was amazing. That either he knew what was going on, or he was completely surprised by it. But I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't want to play poker with him. He's a good player from that end.
Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
But as to what he has said, the marketplace right now, before we get the home builders into it, what would you say the key is right now in mid-September?
Well, the key right now is basically just what Tony was talking about, is people getting pre-qualified before going and looking at homes. Because if you look at the inventory compared to last year, I mean, we most of every price range right now is way below what we were last year for inventory. I mean, like ridiculously low. That some of the price ranges less than half a month of inventory. So that tells
that's not
you,
much.
That's not much at all.
No,
So
as a whole MLS, when it comes to month's supply of homes for sale, we only have 2.9 months available currently compared to last year, which was 5.2 months. So it just gives you a feel for we're about half of where we were last year.
And usually it's the higher price ranges that bring that up.
Right.
And even if you look at those, I mean, from 600, it's 3 months. The next price range up, 800, 6 months, and then 4.2. I mean, those are low compared to what we've seen over the last couple of years. I mean, I remember those being almost 2 years of inventory, probably 2-3 years ago.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
dropped a lot.
Yeah, it used to be, if you had a home that was in that higher price point, it wasn't uncommon to be 6 to 9 months for inventory.
It's going to be interesting to check in with our state banker, Brett Adney, and find out what he is showing all over the state. If it's just the southeast corner of the state, what it is, but we will be doing that at 9:32 this morning. All right, Larry, as we get ready for Brad, give us a quick thought so that we can digest it when we go to break.
Oh, the biggest thing is we need more inventory. So if you're even thinking of selling your house, let's get it out there sooner than later. There are a lot of people moving here from all over the country, like we were talking about. And next year's and the year after is going to be even more interesting with Amazon bringing 1,000+ people to town. So,
all right, Tony Bachman, thank you.
Thank you.
You led the keynoting very well this morning. We'll talk in a couple of weeks.
That sounds good. Look forward to it. Thanks, Bill.